What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle for the next episode of Sunless Sea. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today as we hang out for a little while, and I attempt to not break my headphones. Oh my god, what has happened right now? They sit weird on my head sometimes, like the cups flip outwards or something, and they don't sit right, and I gotta fiddle with them, and then they pop back into shape, and you're like, okay, that's fine, whatever. We are in the service of Mr. Sachs right now, which is not a good idea. I probably should have ran from that opportunity, but hey, having a rich patron or a patron who's powerful at the bare minimum, that's never bit anybody in the ass, has it? We're in Port Cecil. We can drop off our checkered character. Ruffled convolutions of coral fill the water, glimmering with silvery light. The harder you look, the more you see shapes amid the chaos, almost as if they were sculpted. This one could be a crenellated castle, that one a horse's head. A neat little port huddles into the side of a coral island. Prosaic imperial docks and houses tucked away in a baroque organic chaos. In that curious silvery light among the frozen chaos of coral, the scene has the unreal air of a pencil sketch, crumpled and discarded. Let's drop off the checkered character. He awaits eagerly by the rail. He lifts his head to inhale. I can already smell the chess, he announces. He says neither of these things. Thank you, farewell. He drops a sweaty bundle of banknotes in your hand, then hares off up the hill, fingers twitching to begin a game. Game players, eh? It should have said gamers, eh? We've got 100 echoes for that. That's actually a pretty solid turnover. I'm happy about it. Chess is popular in the principles. The port is full of exiles, drunks, and washed-up Z-traders. They all play, often obsessively. Be careful, the chess pieces are carved from Sinilac. Here in the principles, that could be very, very dangerous. But we've got a 100% chance, so let's play. You don't know how long you've been playing. You won a match, and then another. The rough coral tips of the chess pieces are smeared with blood, yours and your opponent's. You've begun to realize that your moves recapitulate the movements of the powers of the neath, the flukes and their shapelings, the bazaar that lurks in London, Mount Nomad that prowls the sea, salt, stone, and storm. With every move you take, the shape of it becomes clearer in your mind. Sharper. Checkmate, you say. One more game? Your first officer is tugging at your arm. Ignore them. You've got chess to play. Oh, we gained a secret, so that's pretty fun. The next one's 96. Odd thoughts bubble up each time that you touch a chess piece. This one longs for a home. That one has a secret desire for revenge against the slayer of its rank mate. This will be a queen one day. Those would do better as metal, and you taste it. You ignore these thoughts and move methodically to a victory over your opponent. He blinks. Checkmate? He asks helplessly. Win enough games and something will occur. So we're up to 27 pages right now. A chancy challenge. Our chances dropped pretty considerably right there. I think you gain fear or terror like that if you fail. Ooh, another disciplined success. It's the same as last time. Hooray! Developments. The coral is changing. We've gained more pages, so that's all right. We've gotten smarter. We've got a 33% chance now. We can gather intelligence. What happens here? The older inhabitants of Port Cecil carry coral incrustations like a disease splotched with silvery light. They like to go up into the limestone heights behind the harbor to lay their head against the pillars and towers, stare at the roof of the neath, dream open-eyed. Sometimes they speak of things far away, the Connat's work. They speak the smuggler wars, the Fathom King's secrets. Perhaps it's not even all invented. Okay. Well, we can also explore the coral here if we really, really want to. We don't have an Apochian chess piece, so I guess that's that. We don't have a Blemigan. For a mirror's quality, we can go out and we can hunt Scintillac if we really, really wanted to, but that requires us, we can either choose to explore the coral knoll, or we can choose to gather Scintillac. I'm going to explore. Sea laps dark around the silvery coral. Humps and columns rise from the coral, a bewildering maze. Go carefully. This was an empty cliff top above the bleak waves. Now it blazes with color, striped tents, colored flames, the music of pianola and kettle drum. Mustachioed women and languorous men play chess, carve bones, eat cats, and polish their terrifying brass weapons. These are Iron Republic privateers, privates whose practices contravene the very laws of nature. We can attack, or we can creep close, and we can eavesdrop. I'll go with the 50-50, I guess. They are numerous, but lost to wine and music. You will have the element of surprise, but it's hard to know exactly what the weapons will do. Your first volley does satisfying grievous damage, and a half-dozen privateers snatch up weapons. There is a sort of Gatling gun. One appears to fire bubbles composed of rainbow meat. A third makes it rain in your heart. The fourth weapon explodes in a shower of fat purple sparks that chirp like canaries and chew their way through everything in the encampment, privateers, tents, and loot. The battle is over before it began, but by the time it's safe to approach, the sparks have devoured many of the privateers' treasures. Got 5 fragments and 62 echoes, I guess. That's not so terrible. We did all right. We did all right. Are there any shops here? We could buy fuel or we could buy supplies, albeit at a very, very high cost, which is a little bit of a downer. We needed to go somewhere, and I don't recall exactly where we needed to go, but I seem to recall it being Khan's Heart. And so to Khan's Heart we shall go. I'm going to try and stay the hell away from that beastie over here, the nasty Gribblies in the dark. I've never used the word Gribbly before I met Enter Elysium, but I like it. It's a good word. It's a delightfully English word. Like, there are Gribblies in the dark. So many Gribblies. It sounds like a fun word. And so I continue to use it. He's almost lost us. I think we should be able to outrun him. Hopefully. We don't have a gun at the backside of the ship, so unfortunately, yeah, he's going to have to go into search mode in order to find us. I gave Mr. Sachs my regards already, and he requires something of me. My hope is that we'll make port up here sooner rather than later. Let me fire off a bat. I don't know how many days it's been. It's probably been far too many days. Let's see, Khan's Shadow is to the northeast. I don't know if he wants to be dropped off at Khan's Shadow. Oh, that's way off to that side. Alright, well, let's just go to Khan's Heart then. So, Mr. Sachs has taken us to Khan's Heart or Pigmote Isle. In we go. I don't think Mr. Sachs is the kind of guy where I could point out the window and be like, but Mr. Sachs, we're here already. So I don't feel that much better about being inside the city limits, but... Oh, really? You still... Khan's Heart is over here. Is there a place where I can land, or will he go to the Copper Quarter? Does it matter? So I'm in Khan's Heart. Let's see if we can talk to him. Okay, alright, well, we'll go ahead and we'll land back over here then. I don't think we have much of an option. I'm gonna go to the... Oh, we found the Iron Quarter, hooray. I'll go to the Copper Quarter, and maybe that's what he wants. I always like the music in Khan's Heart. It's got like the boom, chicka boom, chicka boom, ding, boom, chicka boom, ding, boom. It's got like that quality that I like very, very much. I don't know what to call it, but I like it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. Is it working? Deliver this to Khan's Heart or Pigmote Isle. Well, Khan's Heart is right there, so... I need more instructions. We are at his Khan's Heart right now. We tried activating it over here. We tried activating it over there. It doesn't look like there's a place to dock down here. I don't think. Yeah, I'm not sure what they want me to do. This doesn't appear to be working, though. Maybe there will be an event in town. I didn't really look. That's an excellent point to raise, is that I just clicked on his little thing instead of clicking on the little tabs. I've forgotten how this whole Fallen London thing works. It's an acquired taste. You get used to it after a while. And it's been a while since I played last, so maybe we'll search for whatever it wants us to do inside a town. Turning on the light. Yeah. There it is. This is far enough from London. It will suffice. The Copper Quarter pulses as the feast rages on. Its people gorge themselves too quickly to taste the food on their lips. Their cheeks bulge. Their stomachs swell, and still they eat. The white and golds wade in to silence the growing mob before it can escalate further, or set its sights on the royal food stores. You've completed the first delivery, gained 2 menaces, Kaganian subscript. Oh man, that's a suspicion. We got 10 drowning pearls, though, which will be useful for later. Second delivery. Mutton Island, or the Isle of Cats. Now, I don't have the Isle of Cats yet. So that's not even remotely going to be an option. However, Mutton Island, I think we had at one point. Where was Mutton Island? Oh, that's all the way back. Okay, we got to go all the way back to London. So what did it say? Mr. Sachs produces a jeweled bird. The thief thought it would bring her riches. Perhaps it would. But when the gracious widow and the cheery man both covet what you stole, mere money ceases to be of concern. To offend one or make an enemy of the other. She sought a third way. A moment of inspiration has come too late. We want no part in this feud. Settle it. Okay. The Isle of Cats should be around, like, down here somewhere. I know it always generates in the southern quarter of the map, or the southern third of the map. But if we got to go to Mutton Island, I would suggest we cut just straight west back and over. And we'll make that work the best that we can make it work. I know my intent this time around was to try... My point this time around was to attempt to find polythreme, but we've had no such luck. There's something that looks promising right there, but I don't know if that's it. Instead, we'll just cut back west, and I suppose we'll do the best that we can. This seems very, very pressing. It seems like a thing that I should probably do right now, lest I die. I've never seen this quest before, so I have no idea how it's going to turn out if we don't do what he wants. Alright, back to the west. Got restless nights again. I'll ignore them. We've lost terror. It also gives us like a reasonably unique chance of finding... Oh, I scraped the ship. My bad. It's got a dent in the hull now. Guider's Mourn is to the northwest. That would actually probably be a smart place to go right now. Just in case. However, if we get a delivery for polythreme, we're still kind of up shit creek, which is not something I enjoy. I don't recall if you can go under these bridges, but I think you can. Pretty sure you can anyways. So there it is. We've discovered Guider's Mourn. Secrets continue to pour into our person. We'll make a short stop off here. We'll do a couple events, and then we'll head back to London. This will also give us a good opportunity to grab ourselves a port report. Although, there's a possibility that it may not go down like that. Alright, so an evening at the Errant Limpet. The Morn is a stalagmite vast as a crag, and its foot has no safe harbors. The Corsair Citadel nestles halfway up. An intricate system of winches takes the strain, and your ship rises slowly from the Z. Her hull creaks in protest. Grizzled sailors groan and cling to stanchions. Higher, higher. Now the unterzee shimmers like glass below. Children clambering in crevices cheer and wave alarmingly. The winch motor slows, and you hang in a cradle next to a red-bowed pirate cutter. Let's go ahead, and we will overhear the rumors of a pirate poet, which we haven't heard yet. We can also gather intelligence if we're feeling chancy. I failed in a challenge. You and one of your more villainous-looking sailors join a dice game. Villainous-looking, but you know for a fact that she ties to chair and has a delightful singing voice. Topic turns promisingly to pillage and ambush, but your sailor's a little too forward with her questions. There's a scuffle and a stabbing. You escape, and she does not. We got our port report, but we lost a crew. Acceptable. I'll take it. Let's explore the Morn. There's a surprising quantity of actual landscape on the Morn. It's vertical, admittedly, but once you find the beast paths and urchin roads, you can traverse it as you would a rocky moor, with an additional throatful of lurching terror. Fisherfolk, sailors, and a shady couple of likely pirates. Is that a drowny down by the water's edge? They sit around at a fire at the Z's edge, passing around a bottle of something viciously black. They're wagering on riddles. Will you join them? Man, we're not very good at this, are we? I guess I'll do one echo. We failed, and we lost an echo. A whale's eye? The fisherman chuckles and pounds the ground with a fist. City folk, he crows. City folk pay up. Well, I guess that's that. The rumors of the poets. Landlubbers fear pirates. Pirates fear the poet. Lies, nonsense, and glimmers. Some say she's a clayman who freed herself from the power of the verse. Possible. Others insist she's the personal muse of the king with the 100 hearts. Unlikely. One claims she sails on a living ship made of still screaming skulls of her victims. More sober voices mutter that no, it's just an Alcaeus-class vessel. Whatever the truth, few have fought her and survived to tell the tale. Only the bravest of captains risk the lonely parts of the sea where her flag is said to fly. Did nothing happen? Interesting. I don't know that resolves anything, but let's go to Mutton Island, I guess. We got our port report from the morn. Hopefully we'll catch something else on the way back west, too. I'll give it a slight southwesterly turn. A little puff, puff, puff. Oh, good. We found Born Vadis Pillar. Cool. Apparently it's Vendor Bite, or Vendor Bite. I always thought it was Blight. It's weird the way your brain fills in letters, doesn't it? I don't understand how that works. But my brain definitely saw an L right there for years while I've been playing the game. Strangely enough. Strangely enough. I fancy going to sea for a while. That's a crack pirate frigate. Oh, I think we could take 'em. Let's go, me lord. We'll fight that frigate. We'll fight that frigate low. And we shall suffer no shot from her. Well, there she is. Now we'll cut across right here. We'll make sure we don't take no fire from behind. That's right. You crack pirate. You crack dealing menace. I'll destroy you for every gram that you've got. It's better, by the way, with these to like embed yourself into the backside of the ship if you can, rather than let them take a shot at you. I'm just saying. And then once you get into this position, it's jolly well good and all over. We loot and scuttle her. We found something at the back. We got 1 supply and 2 fuel. Very nice. At the back, we've got 3 lamentable relics. This is all of us one day, but let's not be in a tearing hurry about it. Who in the hell puts skulls in a sack? Pirates. Violent individuals with a fetish for the trophies left over from their victims. I like to imagine that we got sea shanties going on right now. It makes me happy. It's something that I think benefits the playthrough. There are no islands within range. However, we are on course for Mutton Island. Hopefully Mr. Sachs gives us enough time to actually run down this errand. I would love to, at some point, allow myself the benefit of possibly gaining my submarine, but you know, the will of Mr. Sachs is the will of Mr. Sachs, you know? I was trying to unlock the Phosgene Bleaks, but it doesn't look like it wants to give it to me. I suppose we could go to Demo Station and pick up one of our port reports here. Also gives us a chance to hunt for supplies, possibly among the mushrooms. Some freebies so that we don't have to buy them later on. I'm not going to lie, the 2 fuel's going to help out too. That's going to pay back in dividends later on. Alright. We could take tea with the factor, which will help out with our hunger. That might actually be a better thing to do. I would accept a volunteer as well. One of the company's Belegas fellers has negotiated an early release from her contract. It's the sproutlings, she tells you, her face pleading. I keep picking them out of me porridge and me hair and me eyes. Take me away, I'm a good worker. And so we take her away. And that was our only event here. That's all that we've got. But we got a freebie to replace the one we got stabbed. Shh! Don't tell the newbie about that. It scares them off. They don't need to know. I got one of those things like on my nail where there's like a slight part of my nail that's been sheared from the lower part so that you've got like a thin plane of nail above the main nail. And anytime you like itch your face or something, like your beard hairs get stuck in it and it like tugs on them, I hate it. I gotta go trim that. But they're not particularly long. I just cut them before my wedding like a little bit ago. It just seems like the sort of thing that I should get on top of now though, before it like spirals out of control and I catch it on something and it hurts. It's only a matter of time before it happens. He claims, knowing full well that this has happened to him in the past. To Quaker's Haven, they that quake, they shall take the gifts of mighty Mr. Sachs. Mighty Mr. Sachs takes no guff from nobody. Alright, so drinks at the Cock and Magpie. Not going to take that right now. Delivery for Mr. Sachs. Our little old Spurdy. Well, there's the thing. You have my patron's thanks, and here's your reward that was promised and well deserved. One thing is, there's only 2 folks what might have had this tyrannous property, and that's the one what stole it. And the one what brought it and figured they could sell it back like you indeed are doing right here. Well, so, and it's nothing personal, mine, but I'm afraid I must break something.
Little warning, though, to any others out there that might be thinking of being clever. Tell you what, how's about we make it fair, use the coin, heads or legsies? He flips it high, almost to the rafters. Rather than waiting for it to fall, you punch him hard in the face. The pub's clientele grumbles, but are soon mollified for free drinks all around. Paid for with the money in the chap's pocket, of course, leaving a little for yourself. The second delivery is now done. I punched a guy today. Hooray. I suppose that's that for our little adventure. You know, I'm just gonna back right up. And he can choose what he's gonna do. But I, on the other hand, will open fire. Chop with the crab a bit there. Oh, they changed his turn radius. He used to not be able to make that turn radius. Interestingly enough, okay, he turns tighter than he used to. Dissect it. And so we get our 25 pages, because why not? We are going to see what the third service is. Mr. Sachs is staring at a small wooden box as you enter the hold. Inside, wrapped in a few pitiful scraps of velvet, is a lock of blonde hair and a set of teeth, carefully polished and barely used. The winter was harsh. The fire went cold. Later, the mother wished to forget. A convenient tragedy. Third delivery has been given to Avid Horizon in the north. Let's be on our way. We'll try to get our mission from the guy back here in London. That'll diminish our terror slightly. We'll resupply, and then we'll be back out and about it. We don't really have much of a choice, so unfortunately we are beholden to many, many horrible patrons right now, one of which you all haven't met altogether. But you will soon enough. You will soon enough. I suppose everybody has their horrible patrons. For some people it's a boss. For some people it's a teacher. A crewman steps into your cabin. His uniform is one of your issue, though his face rings no bells. They do blend together after a while. This, however, does not look like a chap who swabs decks or loads cannons. Begging your pardon, Captain. Permit me to introduce myself. Gervais at your service, at least while the poor fellow tied up behind the galley remains regrettably indisposed. Might I trouble you for a moment of your time before my escort to the brig? I guess I'll hear him out. At least he's honest about his dishonesty. My gracious employer has grave concerns about your guest down in the hold, Captain, and the course to which you are now committed. Blood will spill before this voyage is over, and it needn't be yours. Gervais produces a small vial. Crystal, the blood is red. Redder than normal blood, almost glowing with vitality. Here is a more bitter vintage. When the time comes, I urge you to choose wisely. A favour from on high is rarely a poor investment. You've been given your third delivery. You now have a vial of highly questionable blood. I don't know entirely what that means, but I suppose we'll find out at some point. It doesn't look good, though. It doesn't look good. People handing off vials of blood and talking cryptic words. Just about everybody seems to want to kill me at this point or take some part of my soul. Damn it, fallen London. Why do you do these things to those that grace your passages? Why indeed? Why indeed, me lord? Why? Oh, I've nothing to hide. Search my decks. I lost menaces. Hooray. A breath of relief as we come aboard. We now have nightmare's strength, and our terror quality is diminished. Where's my messages from the Harbour Master? Oh my god, there's so many of them. Good evening, my lord, and what a marvellous evening it is, if you don't mind my saying so, and given it that it is my impression that you are an obliging sort, I imagine you will not mind at all. And since you are so very obliging, perhaps you wouldn't mind making a little detour via Mount Palmerston with a few articles of cargo. If you happen to be in that area, yeah? Well, a cheery man will, of course, cover your expenses for this trifling inconvenience. And there it is. I accept the commission. We have unstamped souls. Those are very illegal, by the way. The merchant venturer asks us, I've need of a reliable agent. Failing that, an inventive one. Here are my requirements. He has very specific needs, but he'll pay much better than market rates, and he won't ask how you came by them. Something spicy, or perhaps something perilous. They sell devil-bone dice in Mount Palmerston. 500 for 7 barrels. You won't find a better price. Or we can go to Wither and get 7 mutter salt along the course. I think we have to trade drowny pearls for that, I think. Not totally sure, though. A visit to the Clathermont's tattoo parlor. You're a real sailor now, after all. You could go to one of these tobacco and prey places by the docks, but the prices at Clathermont's are reasonable and his daughters are real artists. But what sign will you choose? The Dauntless Hand will gain irons. Wheel of Mists, we gain veils. The Unflinching Eye, we get mirrors. The Splendor, we get hearts. The Gambit, we get pages. Or Remain Unblemished, which reduces our terror to 0 that one time. That's too expensive. I don't want moves in the Great Game. I don't want to lose that. I need those for later. Let's go with hearts. I was going to raise that next. Mirrors would also be a decent choice, although we've already gotten that up to 40, so I suppose it would be a pick your poison. Let's go with hearts. I'm going to raise that next. The gold needle pricks. Lily Clathermont hums. The design is complete. A kind of radiance. To remember the sun by, she says wistfully. We gained 2 hearts. We've lost 25 terror. We lost a vision of the surface. Lost an echo. But we've got a memoir for your own sweet skin. Let's see here. What do we have for this area? The Rose Market caters to collectors and eccentrics, anyone with exotic tastes and gumption to harass Z-captains. So they'll pay for specific goods. Escort some interested acquaintances to the Rose Market. Okay, they hope to make a satisfying trade. Puppet plays press on interrupted. Personal collections grow. Words are written in fogged mirrors or hastily wiped away. The exotic exchanges pollinate dreams. So we've got the veteran privy councilors seeking an outlandish artifact. Here, as they're surveying curios from distant ports, with palace servants in muted slippers, the Empress dislikes loud noises. So we've only got one. We could use it to build our submarine, or we could use it for this. I'd say let's be a gambler. Let's use it for this. I can always get another one of those. The veteran privy councilor holds a mirror behind the artifact and examines the reflection. Yes. Inferior London workmanship, obviously, but it'll make an acceptable conversation piece nonetheless. He snaps his fingers at a servant. Pay the captain. Got 150 echoes. We're almost at 1,000 for right now. Do I have anything to trade, pray tell? No, indeed I do not. Okay. Well, that being the case, we could get an Illyrian to get 1,000 engine power. It's not that much better than what we got going on. However, saving a little bit of money might be the better plan. And getting something that's like plus 2,000 so that it makes us far, far faster than we were previously. I think that's the one we've got already. We can get a sharp glim lamp. That'll lower our veils, but it will raise our mirrors. Inside the shops, let's go to the Admiral first. I actually don't need that right now. I'd like to turn in my reports. So off we go. Guiders Mourn. Submitted. We lost our report, got 30 and free fuel. Port Cecil, 30 more. Free fuel. Section 3. This is my colleague, Mr. Villain, of the Ministry of Public Decency. Mr. Villain, this good captain's report is here, if you would care to... Yes, the fire's already lit. Please, let us. There we go. Now only ashes remain, and it might have caused such a lot of trouble. Thank you, Captain. We appreciate your discretion. Here is your payment, and you need not trouble yourself further in this affair. 100 echoes. Very nice. Abbey Rock, another 20 echoes. Humane Canal, another 5. The Utter Shroom, 50 for that one. Mangrove College, 50 for that one. Port Carnelian, we made a little bit of money as well. Fathom King's Hold, there's a bit more. Grand Geode, we gain a little bit further. Wisdom, we've got that as well. Wow, we made money off this run. Very, very nice. Quaker's Haven. Been trying the original rubbery lumps, have we? Demo Island, 20 more. And now we're done. That got us paid up pretty well. I won't lie. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here for the next episode of Sunless Sea. I will see you all in future episodes. It's been a blast so far, and I presume it'll be explosive in future episodes to come. Bye, everybody.